Hello, my friends. My first question for this reading was, who are you? Who is this reading for? And I got the scorpion and the deer. The scorpion always makes me think of the story of the scorpion and the frog. So I did want to tell you that story. We'll see if it plays into this reading or not. Maybe it doesn't. So it's an animal fable. It probably dates back all the way to the Persian Empire, which Persia is, it's where Iran is now. Or it was where Iran is now. In any case, so there's a scorpion that wants to get across a river. The scorpion can't swim, so it asks a frog to help it, to give it a ride on its back. And the frog doesn't want to get stung because that would kill him. The scorpion can kill him with a sting. So the frog doesn't want to do it. And the scorpion says, well, of course I won't sting you halfway across, because then you would die and I would drown. So there's nothing in it for me to do that. So the frog says, well, all right, and lets the scorpion get on its back and start swimming across the river. And of course, halfway across, the scorpion stings the frog. And as the frog is dying, it asks the scorpion why, because obviously it has doomed them both. Now they will both die. And the scorpion's response is that it couldn't help itself, that this is who it is. So, this fable basically says that some people, some individuals, cannot resist their harmful instincts, even when they know that it's going to destroy them and those around them. Not a happy story, and I hope it does not apply to you. But if you do have some, even if they're just self-destructive instincts or behaviors or habits, they can lead to the destruction of you and people around you. Even if you love someone who is self-destructive, if they choose to continue to be self-destructive, standing next to them is not a safe place to be. All right. Scorpion. Passionate, competitive, tends towards isolation. The scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the scorpion's heat festers and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. When in balance, wild and free, fierce. When out of balance, jealous, resentful, unresolved. To bring into balance, honesty and forgiveness. All right, next we have deer. If I can find it. Loving, intuitive, graceful, the mother. Well, The deer represents the feminine aspects of earth energy. This energy is available to all creatures regardless of gender, but is especially potent in new parents. During the first few days, they are fully present, nurturing, and calm. Their inner beauty radiates, and a sense of grace calms the room. A deer personality affects others in this way, drawing them toward a quiet tenderness. The deer card may appear when a birth or celebration of new life draws near, or when a situation calls for absolute gentleness and compassion. Wow, that's really quite a swing from the scorpion. When in balance, receptive, compassionate, nurturing. When out of balance, concerned, protective. To bring into balance, nature and children. presumably to bring out your nurturing side. This is really two extremes. If this is one person, wow, you really swing back and forth, don't you? If it's two different people, then okay. Obviously, you have very different outlooks on life and people and how you approach your life and what you need to do. So, let's take a look at the shaman cards that I drew. So your question for today was, how can I make this a truly wonderful day? So whether you are a scorpion person or a deer person or a scorpion deer person, your goal is simply to have a wonderful day. And that is really a really good goal. Start small, just one good day. All right, 16, the eagle. The eagle comes from the east, the place of the rising sun, of new beginnings. She soars high in the sky, sees the smallest detail with clarity without losing track of the bigger picture, and nests in the high mountains. For eagle, there are no obstacles, only opportunities. She calls you to ascend, to acquire perspective, so you can fly wing to wing with great spirit. The invitation. Have you become trapped in your daily routine and feel you do not know where to go and what to do next? Have you lost your sense of purpose? Eagle invites you to take a deep breath and spread your wings. When was the last time you opened them? Eagle reminds you that your spirit was born to soar to the heavens. As you contemplate choices, ask yourself, do I want to live in a chicken coop, sheltered from life, counting the regular feedings, or do I want to soar like an eagle? If your answer is the latter, then you must accept Eagle's invitation and embrace the courage that will help you choose freedom. The medicine. It is time you see through the eyes of Eagle. Let your vision of the whole and of its parts become laser-like, and set your priorities straight. What did you come to do in this life? Did you come to climb the ladder of financial or social success? Did you come to become a better person, to heal your heart, and to realize your essential self? What is your divine mission here on earth? No more excuses. Of course, you do not have enough time, enough money, or enough sleep. Yet the time is now to fly to your chosen purpose. If you postpone it, you are betraying yourself. Look through the eyes of Eagle and consider every obstacle an opportunity. Where you set your intention is where you'll end up. Free yourself and live your highest destiny. Fly. Well, that does sound like good advice for the scorpion person. You don't have to be the kind of person who betrays yourself or others. It is a choice. It's not that healing will be fast or easy, but it can be done. All right, dear person, number 53. The Sun. Of course, the Sun in tarot is the happiest card in the deck. Let's see what you get. The Sun is acknowledged by many cultures as the foremost masculine force. In other traditions, it is seen as the feminine in her full power. Either way, it is the most brilliant light for all beings and allows life to sprout from the dark feminine earth. It can be gentle and warming, or close to sunrise or sunset, fall or winter. It can be destructive, as in its zenith during a scorching summer day. The invitation. Have you been hibernating? Have you been introspective? It is time to come out of your cave and savor the life-giving light of our star. The Sun rekindles your passion and your creative energy. Life is calling you to shine your light and to add your lightness and humor to the seriousness around you. Get out and play. The medicine. Have you been shining your light for too long? Remember that daylight is only one half of the day. The night must have her equal time, and she offers us her gifts as well. Be careful not to be blinded by your light or the light of others. Do not become enamored with yourself or worship others. Beware your shadow. Revel in your midday glory, but do not be afraid of the waning of the light at dusk. So balance and seeing the value in all things. Well, that's a good thing. So we have a new perspective needed with the eagle, and a willingness to change. Stop making excuses. Betrayal and balance. Balance, of course, makes sense for everybody. But betrayal, it's a lot more common than we think that we betray ourselves, usually in small ways. But so one of the things that you could consider a betrayal is when you make a resolution and then you break it. You make a promise to yourself and you break it. But perhaps the real betrayal is not the making of the promise, but choosing, or whatever it is, but choosing something that is not aligned with you. So people make, at the new year, people are making all kinds of resolutions to do this or that, the other thing. But maybe a better resolution would be to try to be more in alignment with who you really are, to try to get to know yourself better, and to take care of yourself better. And that can come in a variety of forms. So instead of focusing on the negative, I'm going to stop this bad habit, you focus on the positive and ask yourself, what would be good for me right now? What would help me right now? What would help me be better balanced? It really doesn't have to be a big thing. In fact, it shouldn't be. It should be a small thing. So, when you stop, try to be more mindful about how you live your life. When you realize you're thirsty and you reach for something to drink, ask yourself, what is it that I really want to drink? What does my body want? Maybe you're craving caffeine. Maybe you're craving vitamin C and you want orange juice. Or maybe you just want water. Or at least that's what your body wants. And if you honor that genuine desire, then that's a step in the right direction. That's a step towards making a truly wonderful day. All right. Yeah, this is one of those readings where we didn't get any cards, which I like, honestly. I always feel a bit silly when I have tons of cards out. I know a lot of readers do that, but that's not really how I like to do it. What can I say? All right, what have we got down here? Mending, 52. Let's see. Is this the last card in the deck? It is. Oh. All right, this is the last card in the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Perhaps you have achieved a great deal of wisdom and no longer need the Oracle. Perhaps not. But we can hope, right? Mending. Essential meanings: forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Yes, it's very important to remember just saying the words "I'm sorry" are not enough. You have to make amends. The Oracle's message: each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive or accept, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. Protection message: heartbreak is a strange healer of souls. Our grief strips away our masks and loosens our tight hold on our separateness where we view ourselves as I and the world as it. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, opening us up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together. And it leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss, this pain, this dissonance as a way back to source? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. You will never be left behind. You are loved, now more than ever, by Spirit, who does not want you to feel alone. One day you will look back and know this truth. Perhaps that's why you were asking this question. So, this is a very strange twist. Not the mending part, but the heartbreak part. I wasn't expecting that. Perhaps I should have been with the Scorpio and the deer. Is that what happened? You betrayed yourself, betrayed someone else, hurt someone you loved. And now you want to find a way to change everything about yourself, to find balance. That is a lot of work. I have the greatest respect for you if that's really what you are deciding to do. Especially if you actually take the actions. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. But deciding to do something and taking the actions are two different things, as we've already talked about with New Year's resolutions. However, this kind of resolution is much more powerful and meaningful. And if you follow through on it, it will change your life. So I hope you do follow through with it. And I'm wishing you all the best.